Okay, so first trap room called Thalassophobia. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but it doesn't matter. So there's not much to talk about in this room. It's just a bunch of these fire things. You just want to wait on these, be patient, see their pattern. For these two, wait for them to sync up, then proceed. Wait for this to fire 3 times. The patterns vary, they're not always the same. So, you know, just because my thing fires 3 times here doesn't mean your thing will. But you just got to, you know, watch out for the patterns and, you know, for instance here, wait for a moment where they both fire at the same time, like here, and we can proceed. Here we've got this little hiding spot over here to the left. This is where we're gonna have to go to avoid the dart trap. So we're gonna step on the button, then immediately go to the left. Wait for this to fire, then get out. Okay, now we wait for this one to fire and we just move on. Again, wait to see the pattern to see if it fires 3 times or just once. Here we can press the button and then immediately move on. Same thing here. Nothing too fancy. Here you've got to be careful because there's one of these things uphill. Don't get surprised by it. And we just wait and move on. This is interesting because these two might have different patterns. So just see like which one is easier and just go for that one. So what you want to do here is after this fires, immediately climb up and go to the right and then go up. And you want to try to make this right turn as close to the end as possible so that this activates later and you have more time to move, right? So we go all the way to the end, then make right, and then we move on. Also, you see, it's not necessary to do this, but it can be helpful. At the end of this path here, you can make a left or a right, and that sort of can give you some extra time. And okay, that's the first room, nothing too fancy. Okay, second room you can get in Act 1 is called Estate End. And, okay, first of all, what you want to do is just get past this fire and stay here for a while and wait for a moment where you can pass. Just wait for this fire to move on. You can also like after this fire passes, you can just go directly to the right, but to play it safe I prefer to go to the left first and then I wait for this again and then I go to the right. Here there's this button that doesn't really do much. You're just gonna step on it and move, keep moving so that you don't get hit by the dart. Just like this. And there's a free treasure chest here, might as well grab it, why not? There's these uphill ones, don't get surprised by them. And just a bunch of these fire thingies, nothing special. Here, there's this button that triggers this trap, so immediately after pressing it, you're gonna want to go down, and you're gonna wanna time it with this fire, just so that you make sure that you have time, like that. And here, this dart trap no longer matters, you've just got to wait for this fire to pass, and then you move on. You're gonna wanna wait for these two to be synced up, like when they both fire at the same time, like this, you're gonna go. And this one is interesting, so you're gonna wanna pass through these fires and then hide in this little spot here. Or you don't even need to hide, you can just wait here. But you're gonna want these to be synced up. And then what you're gonna wanna do is wait for this to fire, then move on the plate and then move immediately up, right? You cannot go down here because you'll just get shot. But after this fires, you can move up in its line of fire, and then, you know, move down after the dart has passed. So let's watch. We're gonna move here, move in front of this, and then move immediately down. Right, and then we're just gonna move on, and that's it. That's the level. Third room, Bridges to Bedlam, and this room is messed up, and we'll get to why in just a second. So here, you just want to wait for this to fire, and then, you know, as it finishes firing, you're just gonna walk over the dart trap and then move to the right here. Nothing complicated. Here, you wait for this to fire, and you go. here you just go. This doesn't fire until you step on it. And these, are just normal fires. You have this hiding spot here that you can wait. You're gonna want to wait for these two to be synced up. Wait for them to fire at the same time, then go. More normal fires here. And here we're gonna get to the first bridge, and the first bridge is the easy one. You just want to stand here right in front of the arrows, right? And then after this is fired, just move and go to the right immediately. Then you go up, and then this is not gonna fire again if you go right through here, right in front of this one, right? You're gonna go right in front of this one, and then this won't fire. So just wait for this one to fire, and then you can freely move on. Wait for it to fire and go. And see, this one didn't activate. Now we're gonna wait for this to fire, and immediately after it fires, you're just gonna go and you're going to wait right here. Right? You can see that you've got a safe spot here. And now this is the messed up part, because this is very difficult to do consistently. And it doesn't seem to work on some heroes. Like for instance on Queen of Pain, I just can't do it. It seems to have to do with the hero's turn rate, which, maybe they fixed that, but anyway. So the most consistent way I've found of doing this part is you're just gonna wanna stay right here on the edge of the bridge, down, right, as close to the little pressure plate as possible, but you're gonna stay. You see how one of my career's feet is even outside the bridge, so you want to stay as down on the bridge as possible, right? And then what you're gonna want to do is click on this little spot right here. You see there's like a little upside down T here, right below the T. This is where you want to click. So just right click here once, right? And hopefully it should be, it should be able to do it. Again, sometimes you might just die here, but this seems to be the most consistent way of getting it right. So okay, now you just avoid these fires, you wait for this to fire, then you go here. We're gonna pick up all of the treasure chests along this run, because, why not? And this treasure chest, nothing special, just wait for this to fire and then go. And then this one, this part here, there's multiple ways of doing it. What I like to do is wait for these to fire at the same time, then hide here. You see there's a little spot here. And from here on, you've just got to wait for this one and you can move on, right? So I'm going to wait for a time where they both fire like sort of simultaneously, then go here. Then after this fires, I just go like this and okay, the level is over. This is one of the harder ones, honestly. Okay, next trap room called Jailbreak. This one has some interesting things that we're gonna go over, but it's mostly not very complicated. Just a bunch of regular fires at the start. Again, wait to see the pattern, wait if they to see if they fire 3 times, and then after the 3rd shot, you just go. This is just, again, normal fire, nothing interesting here. There is this pressure plate here that activates this dart trap. So you're gonna want to hit the pressure plate and then immediately move over to the right to avoid a dart, just like that. Then just a normal fire followed by another normal fire. There's these 2 fires right here. As per usual, when you have 2 of these, you're gonna wait until they're synced up. Wait until they fire roughly at the same time, and then you can move on. Right, we can wait. Patience is key in these trap rooms. Sometimes you might have to wait a lot, but there we go. Here, this dart trap triggers this, so we're gonna want to step on it and then immediately go to the left, just like that. There's a treasure chest here, which we might as well take, right? Don't be afraid to go for a treasure chest. Here is just 2 regular fires that you've got to get through in order to take the chest. So we're just gonna go Again, you wait to see for their pattern, wait to see if they fire 3 times, and if they do, wait for the 3rd shot and only then go. That's the general rule with these fires. So here we've got 2 of them. We're gonna wait for them to be synced up, or, you know, roughly synced up at least. There we go. And here we're gonna want to hit this and then immediately go to the left as soon as possible. There we go. And then we just wait for these and we finish the level. Nothing complicated. Hey, next trap room, Crispy Calamity. This is a fun one. It has quite some interesting parts, so we're gonna make sure to go over them. It starts out with just some regular fires. You know, you can go here, and this is a bit interesting. You're gonna wait for these to be synced up, and surprisingly, you don't really care about this. Just watch this fire and this fire, wait for them to be sort of synced up, wait for them to fire at the same time, and then you're just gonna move up and you're going to hide here. Right, that's the play. So we're gonna wait, we're gonna be patient. Again, sometimes you have to wait a little bit more. It's better to be safe than sorry, and now that they fired at the same time, we're gonna go hide here. And after this fire passes, we can just move on. This treasure chest right here is very interesting, because you want to make sure that you don't right click on the treasure chest from a position like this, because what will happen is your hero will move here and it will open the treasure chest, but you'll still be in the line of fire. So the safer play here is to just go somewhere to the side, like move here or move here below the chest, and only open the chest once you're out of the line of fire of the trap. So we're gonna see me do this, right? We went up here and only from here do we open the chest. Okay, so that we make sure we don't open it from somewhere in here and then get shot. So dart trap, we immediately move to the left, then we go back to the right. When we pass through these fires, we want to make sure that we pass through here so we don't hit this pressure plate. No need to take unnecessary risks. And this is interesting. So you step on this pressure plate and you have this little hiding spot here that you can safely use to dodge the arrow. And it's the same thing here. You step on it and then there's this little hiding spot here that you can use. And then you just move on. Here there's this dart trap, immediately move to the left. Then you just wait for this fire, and this doesn't matter, you just move on. That pressure plate doesn't really do anything. Here you want to wait for this fire to go, and then after this is fired, you just move on. Here again, you know, it's just normal fires. You wait for them, you see their pattern. Here you want to be as close to the middle as possible. Like you want to be as high up as possible to reduce the chance of you getting fired from behind, right? You need to get as much time as possible. So you'll see me like try to get like as close to the middle as possible, and only when I'm close, only then do I go, right? And that ensures that you don't get shot. Now this next part is very frustrating, and it's one of the more difficult parts. So first of all, let's cover the treasure chest, because the treasure chest is easy. For the treasure chest, you're just going to watch this right one here, and after this one has fired, you just go and hit it, and there you go, right? You open the chest. But now how do we pass this? Well, you'll notice that these two will pretty much always have a different rate of fire. So you want to see which one of them fires faster and which fires slower, right? So I can see that this right one here fires faster, right? So that means that, you know, we can use that. We wait for this right one to fire, right? We wait for this right one to fire, and because it fires slower, I know I can move along the right lane, right? And after the left one has fired, now I go here and we finish the level, right? So let's recap this a little bit, because you know it's a bit more complicated. So I see that this right one fires slower, so we wait for this right one to fire, and after this is fired, this left one, we notice that it has time to fire twice. So it has fired once, it has fired again, and then we go because we know that we have time. Again, here you're going to have to notice the pattern yourself because the patterns are not always the same. But as long as you are observant and you notice which one fires slower and you calculate when you have time to pass, you should be fine here. So, Caverns of Catastrophe next, and well, this one is very long and it's very easy to mess up. So here, right from the start, we've got something interesting. You want to carefully watch the patterns of these two, and especially this one, right? You want to go after you know that you can pass both of them for sure, right? And here you can wait. You can take your time, right? Because it might take a while for these to sync up, but you basically want to find a moment where this has just fired and this is about to fire, right? So this has just fired, this is about to fire, right? Just fired, about to fire, and now I can go because in the meantime, while I make that path, this is gonna fire and I'll have time. So you want to observe the pattern again. They're not gonna be the same every time, and you're going to want to wait until you're absolutely sure that you can pass through there. So okay, now we have this dart. We're gonna dodge it by going to the right. Then we have this, and we have this little hiding spot over here that we can use to successfully dodge it. Here we just go, we just move on, nothing special. Here, again, a trap that's, kind of easy to not notice. We can dodge it by going to the right. And here is just normal fires, nothing special about these. You just want to again see the patterns, see if they fire 3 times, and if they do, after the 3rd shot you just go. And we can take this chest because, we want to take all of the chests as well. And for this chest you just have to go through some extra fires, nothing crazy. So again, just, regular fires, nothing crazy just yet. We're going to have this part over here where we're gonna wanna press this, and then as long as you don't stand on the pressure plate, it'll miss you, as you just saw. And there's this chest here. This chest is not that easy to get, but I'm gonna show you how to do it anyway. So you want to stay here and make sure you don't get fired from behind. And just as before, you want to try to step on this from as far as possible so that you have as much time as possible to traverse it. So you can see that I only step on it right here. I don't go right from here and then up. I go as much up as possible and only then step on it. And this gives me enough time to go and take the treasure chest. Then getting back is easier because we just go right across. Here we just have 2 fires. We're gonna have to wait until they're synced up, until they fire sort of at the same time. We can wait. Again, we can be patient. Patience is a virtue. If you don't feel like you're 100% safe that you can pass, then don't pass. Just wait, right? And you can see that I waited quite a while because these weren't really syncing up. So I had to, sort of calculate. This pressure plate activates this dart trap. This pressure plate activates this one. So you're going to want to step on this and then immediately step to the right to dodge this one. And then after you've stepped to the right, then you're going to go back left in order to dodge this one. Right? So we go like this, then we go right, and then we go right back. Let's see that again just to make sure that everything's in order. So we're going to step here, then go right, and then go left. Right? And that's how we dodge that. And that's it for this room. So next up, Tangled Toil. And this room's a bit of a mess. Here you want to wait for these to fire sort of at the same time so that you have time to walk up here, then go here, and then you've got this spot that you can sort of rest on and catch your breath. Then here you want to step on this and then immediately go to the left. You don't have very much time to do this. So you're gonna step on this and then immediately go to the left, right? So you don't get hit by the dart. Here we can see that this pressure plate triggers this, and this pressure plate also triggers the same thing. So this is safe to step on. So we're gonna go on this and then go to the right to dodge the dart trap, just like that. And then we can just walk. Here you wait for this to fire. You know, just regular traps. Wait for this to fire 3 times. Be careful of this uphill one. Don't get caught by surprise. And these are just some, regular fires. The interesting part is coming right up though, as you can sort of see here. So now we have this interesting part where we have this dart trap and we want to dodge it to the left, but you can see that to the left there's this thing that fires. So we're gonna wait for it to fire. And after it fires, we're gonna go like this to the left, and there we go. All good, all good. Now just some more regular fires. These two, as far as I've noticed, are always synced up, so you've just got to dodge them. Here, again, the same thing that I was saying before. Don't just right-click the chest from where you are, because what's gonna happen is that your hero is gonna, get to the chest, and he's gonna be standing right here, right in the line of fire of this. So what I like to do is move next to the chest somewhere, like maybe here, right? And only click the chest from there, just like that. And, okay. Now, this thing is gonna fire and you're gonna make a run for it, and you're going to sit right there on that pressure plate. Because that's a safe spot, like this doesn't reach you if you stay there. So that's what we're gonna do. Wait for this to fire. Well, apparently wait for it to fire a little bit more, and then we're gonna stand right over here, and as you can see, we're totally safe. This doesn't reach us. And now we want to wait for this to fire and then move like this. Don't move directly to the right because you're going to trigger these pressure plates. You're going to move up and then to the right so that you don't touch these pressure plates at all. Just like that. See? No pressure plates touched. And now we just, normal fires, and we move on. And that's the end of the room. Okay, so this next room, Torched at the Temple, I absolutely hate it, and we're gonna see together why. Okay. So, at the start, nothing interesting is happening. You just wait for this fire, trigger this, and then move either to the right or to the left. I always go right. I don't really know if there's a difference. Here we can see that there's this dart trap, and we want to dodge it to the left, but in order to dodge it, we need to wait for this one to fire. So wait for it to fire, bam, okay. And then we might as well take this treasure chest, because, all you got to do for it is get past one more fire. Again, I keep saying this, but don't right-click the treasure chest while standing here, right? Because what's gonna happen is your hero moves here in front of the treasure chest, and then, he's in the line of fire of the thing. So what you want to do is go next to the treasure chest instead, and then right-click it from here, right? And that way you minimize all risk that something horrible is going to happen. So just, normal fire here. Move on. And this part here is pretty messy because here you can't dodge this to the left because this triggers when you walk up on it. So you want to dodge it to the right. So what you want to do is wait for this to fire and then hit this and go to the right. And that's what you want to do. So you wait for this to fire, hit, go to the right, and then go back. And okay, this pressure plate doesn't do anything as long as you don't go back. This is just a normal fire. But again, just wait, see the pattern, see if it fires 3 times. Don't get surprised by the uphill one. Okay, moving on. There's just a bunch of chain fires, but they're just, normal. There's nothing special about them. Again, just wait, see the pattern, see if it fires 3 times, and if it does, just go after the third shot. That's the safest way to do it. This one only fires once. This we can see that fires 3 times. This one fires 3 times, go after the third shot. And okay, this water is just for like decoration. I thought there might be some traps there or something, but it doesn't seem like it. You can just safely walk through the water. And this next part is why I hate this level, is the reason why I hate this level. So we're gonna go for the chest, of course, because, you know, that's what we gotta do. And what you want to do is wait until these two are synced up, right? This one and this one, wait until they both fire at the same time. Then you're going to want to go left and then immediately down. You don't have that much time before this fires, so you want to wait until these are synced up and then go left and immediately down to get the treasure chest, right? And you might have to wait a while here because these often like refuse to sync up, so you might have to wait a little while. And there we go. Okay, we got it. So we got a treasure chest, and now here's what you need to do. You need to wait for this to fire, right? And then once this is clear, you're going to want to go up and then immediately right? Like as soon as you can make a right turn, you make the right turn, because if you make it too late, then this is going to fire and kill you. So what you're gonna want to do is kind of wait for this and wait until the very end of the fire animation. As it fires its third shot, right? You don't wait for it to fire its third shot. As it fires its third shot, you start going, right? So that by the time you're there, the third shot is over. And then you can see that I immediately turn right, and look at how close this is, right? You have to turn right as soon as possible, and then you go up and then you immediately turn left. All right, this part is pretty intense. Let's see it again in like uninterrupted. So you wait for this to fire, you go up, right, up, left. But you know, once you're done with this, the rest is pretty easy. You just have to go right past this fire, wait for this one, and then you're done with the level. But that part, yeah, it's pretty intense. So the next room, Burial at Sea. This is a pretty long one and it's got some interesting parts, so we'll go over those together. Here you just want to wait for this one and this one to be synced up. It doesn't matter if you go left or right here. So we're just gonna wait for these to fire at the same time, and bam, they did, so we move on. You wait for these to fire at the same time. It seems like in my case they always do, but they might not necessarily. Here you can just go directly to the right here, but what I like to do just to be a little bit safer is after this fires, I like to just sit here. This is a safe spot, nothing can hurt you here, and then you wait for it to fire again and then you go right. This part here, let's just go over it a little bit. This part here can mess you up. You want to really find the proper timing. If you're not sure that you can go, then just wait, right? You need to have these be synced up, right? You need them to stop firing at the same time. And when they've both fired, after they've both fired, then you can go, right? And there we go. Let's go. Here you just wait for these to be synced up to fire at the same time. No reason to touch this pressure plate ever. You're just going to walk beside it like this. This pressure plate, you're gonna dodge it to the left, right? Just like that. And here, okay, we can get this chest. You're gonna want to sit on this pressure plate to make this fire, and after this is fired, you go. Here, you want to make sure, you know, this you start a little bit delayed, like you don't start from in front of the fire, you have to start from over here. So you want to make sure that you take that into account, right? You want to make sure that you don't start going too early or too late. So, you know, just as the third shot fires, that's a safe time to go, right? As you can see there. This pressure plate, you dodge to the left, press this, make this fire, and then we can safely move on. And then this part is very interesting because after this fires, you're gonna want to go, and there's a very little spot over here in which you're safe and you don't take damage. There's like a little dent in the grass here, if you can see, right? This, if you stay here, you're safe. As you can see, you don't get damage. So you want to wait over here for it to fire again, and then you go again. This is a safe spot here. You're not going to get damaged. And then you wait for this, and then you go. These pressure plates, they don't really do much because this pressure plate triggers something there. So you can just safely walk over it. Just make sure to, you know, not rush too much. And this treasure chest, just make sure, you know, just make sure it doesn't mess you up. You want to wait for this to fire, and only then you go, right? And then you retreat. Don't try to do anything fancy. Just go, touch the treasure chest, retreat. And then, you know, wait for this to fire. We go. We can rest on this pressure plate here. This pressure plate here is perfectly safe. So we just wait here. Then we go here and we go left. We want to reach right in front of the pressure plate, right? Here. And from here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to right click here, this spot where my mouse is. This, you're going to right click here once this has stopped firing, right? And then this way you're going to dodge this dart trap. So you just wait for this to fire, and then you right click, bam, you got it. Wait for this to fire again, and then this is another one of those in which you're going to have to zigzag through the darts. So we're going to walk on this pressure plate, we're going to dodge it to the right, and then this is going to fire, and we're going to go back left in order to dodge it. So go like this, like this, like this, right? And then don't touch this pressure plate, just go uphill, and we're done with this pretty long level. Okay, next room, Crumbling Colonnade, or however you read that. So there's an interesting room. Right off the bat, we've got this dart trap here that we need to dodge to the left. And then, you know, this pressure plate won't do anything. There's just some normal fires. We keep moving forward. Nothing special. Again, just wait for their patterns. Wait to see if they fire 3 times, and if they do, go after the 3rd shot. Here you want to wait for this to fire and then dodge this to the left. Take the treasure chest, then move on. You know, just some more normal fires. Again, just wait, be patient. You know, always wait to see if it fires 3 times because the patterns change. Here we can just, you know, rest here a little bit because this is a safe spot. Then we go upstairs to dodge this dart trap. Then we can just keep moving forward. This dart trap doesn't do anything as long as you don't go back. Wait for these to be synced up, wait for them to fire at the same time, then you can move on safely, just like that. And okay, don't get surprised by this uphill one. You can wait for the right moment to pass, like this, and go to the right, go uphill. Again, there's one uphill here, but it's one of those that triggers when you step on it, so as long as you keep moving, you will not get hit by it. Here it's just a normal fire. You again wait to see if it fires 3 times. Turns out this one doesn't. Just move on. And this is interesting because this area here is you know, terrain that you can walk on. So you can go here and dodge this dart trap here. There we go. And there's a chest here that we're going to pick up. Just be careful you don't get hit by this uphill one. And again, don't right click. I keep saying this, but you know, don't right click the treasure chest directly. If from where I am, if I right click the treasure chest right now, what's gonna happen is that the hero is going to walk in front of the treasure chest, open it, and then he's going to be in front of the line of fire, and the trap is gonna fire, and you're going to be dead. Instead, what you want to do is move next to the treasure chest, so just go here or here, to the left or to the right, and open the treasure chest from there. So as you can see, move to the left of the treasure chest and we can take it from here. And okay. Here is just some normal fires. You know, wait for them to be synced up so that we have safe passage. Always try to wait for them to fire at the same time. Then it's like the easiest time to pass. And again, notice that this one is firing 3 times. We just need to be patient. And okay, finally we found a window. And this part here, you really need to know what you're doing. So this pressure plate doesn't really matter, you know, you're gonna stay here. And now, while you might think that you have to go here and somehow dodge because the space seems safer, you've got to go here and then go straight to the left. Don't go down, because if you go down, you're going to get hit by this arrow. So just step on this and go straight left, right? And you're gonna wait here, and then you're going to step on this and then hide behind this trap, right? Like this. And you have to be pretty fast here. So, you know, go here, go straight left. Here you've got to be pretty fast. You want to hit this and then immediately hide over here, right? You can't really afford much lost time, because you can see this is very close, right? And then you don't have to hit any of these pressure plates. You just walk right past them and you finish the level. So, Mortal Manor, the hedge maze. This is probably one of the longest and most tedious levels. It's got a lot of these fire traps, a lot of them. So you really need to be patient and just wait, right? Always wait for the right moment to go. Now here we have this interesting little dart trap, which seems difficult to dodge, but the secret is that you can just walk right past it, right? Without triggering it. You can just walk like this, you know, threading the thin ice, or walking on thin ice. But you can walk past it and not trigger it, right? Here we have this, where you need to just find the correct timing. Again, if you're not sure that you can go, you just wait, right? You just be patient until you have the right opportunity. Always wait to see if they fire 3 times. Here, you know, this dart trap doesn't really do anything. You have to be careful for this pressure plate though, because this can really hurt you. But you can simply avoid it, right? Just don't press it and you're fine, right? You don't have to press that pressure plate. So you can just move on. Here, what I like to do is go on the left side and then move to the right. All right, instead of going like this, it's safer to do this. You can probably get away with just going directly left, but I like to go to the left and then go right, because this way you're walking in a straight line and there's no weird pathing issues, right? So you go here, you walk in a straight line here, and then you walk back. And that's like the safest way to do it. Here, you know, you just walk, you hide down, and then you go up again. So here what you're gonna want to do is keep a close look on these two here, because this one doesn't actually matter. You can just walk right like this and then go, you have time to just go straight right and completely ignore this one. So you can ignore this one, pretend this one doesn't exist. You just care about these two. Watch these two and find the right time where you can just go, right? So here they both fired at the same time. So I can just go, right? And I'm going to walk all the way here. As you can see, this can never hit me, right? So there we go. Now there's just some more like normal fires. Here you want to wait for this to fire and then hide here, right? Don't try to make a run for it. Just play it safe. After this fires, go, hide here, wait for it to fire again. Right. And here as well, after this fires, just hide here, right? Don't try to make a run for it. Just hide here, wait for it to fire again, and only after it fires again, you know, go. And okay, you can here you can actually like hide on this pressure plate. It's safe. This fire doesn't reach you. All right, you can just stay here, and then you go. There's a free treasure chest. Take it. Here, this is interesting. Again, what I like to do is make the run in the straight line. This prevents any weird pathing issues. So just go here and then just go in a straight line to here. Right, it is the easiest and safest way. Just stay here, go in a straight line all the way over there. Right, there we go. And here I'm gonna do that as well, right? I'm gonna position myself in this corner and then just go in the straight line straight across it, right? That's the safest way to do it, you know, no risks taken. And this is probably one of the more messed up ones. You really like here, because the patterns always change, I can't give you like a solid indicator of how to do this. You just have to watch the patterns and find the right moment to go, right? And here, what you want to do, if possible, is, you know, you can see, wait for this to fire, and then walk alongside it as much as possible, right? Walk alongside it, and then after this fire, just immediately go down. All right, that's one way to do it. It's not the only way to do it, but you know, it all depends on what kind of pattern you get. So just more normal fires. Here you just wait for this to fire, and then you're gonna hide here. You can press these plates safely from this position. Then you wait for it to fire, move on, and bam, you're done with the level. This one is tough. I'm not gonna lie. This one is tough, but you know, it can be done if you know what you're doing. So, Passage of Penance. This is not an easy one. It's got some tricky parts, and especially one part that I absolutely hate, but I'm gonna tell you how to beat it. So okay, here it's just normal fires. You wait for them to sync up, and then you go. When you've seen them fire at the same time, that's a safe time to go. Here what you want to do is wait for this to fire, go up on this, and then turn left, you know, immediately turn left as soon as possible. Don't delay turning left, because if you go all the way up and then try to turn left at this point, you're going to die because it's too slow. So you're gonna go left and then turn left like right about this point, right? Right about at this point as soon as possible, basically. Right, so wait for this to fire, then go, and then go immediately up. Wait for this. Again, see the pattern, watch if it fires 3 times or only once. Wait on this pressure plate, then go. Just normal fires here, nothing special. Again, wait, see the patterns, watch if they fire, you know, once or if they fire 3 times. And if they fire 3 times, go after the 3rd shot. If not, it doesn't really matter. Just take your time. Always be patient. These 2 here, you can pass them in one go, but you know, just to take it safe, I prefer to take a little bit of breathing room in the middle. And this part right here, I absolutely hate. So you step on this pressure plate and you go here, and what you're gonna wanna do next is just make one straight move all the way across here, right? So you're here, just right click here once, that's it. Right, you right click here once, and then the whole thing is very easy if you just want to move on. But in this tutorial, we want to take this chest, right? And let me tell you, taking this chest without taking damage is not fun. But we can do something. We can activate the spikes, right, like this. And now that the spikes are active, we step on them, and they won't activate again, right? And while the spikes are activated like this, we can pick up the treasure chest, right? And then we can go back. And that's the safest way to do it, right? Otherwise, it's pretty difficult because, well, it's hard to take the treasure chest without triggering the spikes. There are ways, but this seems to be the most consistent and safe way to do it. So anyway, now we go here, we dodge this dart trap to the left, just like that. Don't get surprised by this uphill one, just, you know, move. Here, we can use this safe space here to rest, so, you know, wait for this to fire, then move here. Then we wait for this to fire, and then we move. Then there's a treasure chest down here. All you gotta do is keep moving, it's just spikes. But again, I keep saying this, don't right click the treasure chest right away. If you right click the treasure chest from here, your hero is going to open it, and it's going to stay on the spikes, and it's going to take damage, right? So what you want to do instead is go all the way over here to make sure you've avoided the spikes, and only then click the chest. Then we make our way back. And we have this part. First of all, you want to wait for this to fire and then go here. There's a safe spot here that you can hide in. There we go. And now this is a bit involved because you have to watch a lot of things. You have to watch these two, find a good time, right? Like find a time where they both fire at the same time so that you can go safely. Then what you're going to want to do is step on this plate, go up here, step on this plate, and then hide here, right? So you're going to go up, then keep going left until you reach this spot. And that's going to dodge both of the traps. So you're going to wait until these two fire at the same time, until they're synced up. That's a safe place to go. Safe time to go. I had a window there, but I missed it. It's better to be patient, right? If you're not sure you can do it, just wait. And there we go. Right? We waited for them to fire at the same time, then we go up and then all the way left. And now here, I go left to trigger this walk. And then this is interesting. This is going to be one of those zigzaggy moves. So what you're going to want to do is trigger this plate, then dodge it to the left, which is going to trigger this one. So then you're going to go back down, right? So you're going to go up, then you're going to go up, and then you're going to go back down, right? Let's see this in action. So we go here, here, and then back here, right? And that way you can dodge both of them. And that's the end of the room. Okay, so Tomb of Terror. This one is actually pretty straightforward. It's not as difficult as some of the others. So here, you want to step on the left pressure plate, not the right one, because the left pressure plate is further away from the trap, right? So step on the left pressure plate and you go up. Here you just wait for this fire, go upstairs. Don't get surprised by this uphill one, right? It's here. Wait for it to fire. Move on. You step on this pressure plate and you're going to wait for this to fire. And after it fired, you move on. Here, if the gate is closed, you just wait for it to open, right? Here, you don't want to go this way, you want to go this way, right? So you wait for this to fire, and then you're going to step on this pressure plate and wait there. Wait for it to fire. And this part here is interesting. You're going to wait for this one here to fire. And right as the fire is passing you, you're going to want to go and you're going to want to hide here. But you're going to want to start from as down as possible, right? Like, see where my career is? I'm not starting from here. I'm starting from here, right? As down as possible to have as much time as possible to make the distance, right? So wait for it to fire and then go, right? And it can be pretty tight. Here we go to the left. We make sure that we don't hit this pressure plate. We get the chest. And okay, this is just normal fires, nothing special, just wait, see the pattern. Here you can wait here, this is a safe zone, nothing can hit you here, so just wait until the right time. To pass, you're gonna wanna go here, this is also a safe zone where my mouse is. So just wait, go here, wait for this to fire, go here, wait for it to fire again and then go down. And now this part here, you're going to wait for this to fire. You're going to want a moment that you can go through in which the gate is also open, right? So you want the gate to be down and you want this to have just fired. Here I made a mistake. I almost lose because of it, but I managed to get back in time. So I was hasty, but there we go, right? And here you wait for this one and this one to be synced up so that you can go to the right. Like that. Hit this pressure plate and wait here. Just wait for this dart to go. Now you're gonna wanna hit this pressure plate and go immediately down. right? And make sure you don't get hit by this fire. So wait, go down, okay? And now again, you want to wait for a moment where you can pass, and the gate is also down, right? So just wait, be patient, right? Be patient. There we go, perfect. And the last part of the level, nothing too complicated, you just wait for this to fire, and then you go, right? That's it. Wait for this to fire, and go. Wait for it to fire, and go. Okay. And we're done. So the next trap room, shortcuts, and this one is definitely most interesting because it's the first time we see these blades, alright, and these can get messy. But anyway, as long as we take it slow, we're fine. So here is just a normal fire. You want to go up, not down, right? Just go up. Wait for this to fire, and then we go. These are just, normal fires. Notice their patterns as per usual. If they fire 3 times, wait for the 3rd shot, then go. Here, again, just a normal fire. We can rest on this pressure plate, wait for this dart, go up. And here is the first interesting part. You want to wait for this blade to go away, then step on this and go to the left, and wait in this spot right here. Right, wait in this spot. This is a safe spot. You can just chill here and wait. And what are we waiting for? Well, as soon as this blade passes you, like as soon as it passes you, you go, right? There we go. And you'll barely make it. You'll barely make it here. And here you just want to wait for this fire. Make sure the blade doesn't cut you when you leave. And you're gonna go down like that. Then you're gonna go up. You don't really care about any of these traps. Here there is this pressure plate that triggers this, but there's a hiding spot right here. So you just hide here. There's another plate here. Make sure you don't get hit by the dart. And we're gonna wanna take the chest because why not? It's just a normal fire here. Again, I keep saying this, but don't right click the chest right away, because what's gonna happen is that your hero is just going to be stuck here in front of the chest in line of fire of this, and you might die. Instead, just go behind the chest or to the side of the chest and grab it that way. Much safer. So okay, go upstairs here, be careful of this. Just a normal fire. So this is another interesting part. You're going to wait right here, and you want to wait for a moment where this thing stops firing right as the blade passes you, right? So let's see that in action. So we notice that this fired. Now this is going to fire only once, and we have time, right? We go like this, and you want to go up and then to the right, like I did here. Now you're going to want to wait here. And right as the blade passes you, go here and to the left, right? And just wait here. Wait here, this is your safe spot. And then as soon as you have an open window, this happened kind of fast, so I'm going to rewind it. So you just go up and to the left. And here, you're going to wait for this blade to pass you going this way, right? So this blade passes you going this way. You'll notice that this blade is also clear, so you can just go. Right, careful of the dart trap. And here, wait for the blade to pass, wait here. Wait for it to pass you again, wait here. And this is interesting because you want to make sure that you don't get hit by this one. Alright, so just wait for that one, go here. And then, okay, this is happening kind of fast, but so wait for this one, move over here. And then right as the blade passes you like this, right? Right as the blade goes like this, right as it passes you, you go. Right? And you can just wait here. This is perfectly fine. And now, because we want to get the chest, getting the chest here can be unpleasant. And we're gonna do the same spike trick as we did before. So we trigger the spike trap, then we step on it, and then it doesn't trigger again. Right? So we trigger the spike trap like this, and then we step on it. And there we go. Okay, so how do we take this treasure chest? Well, we just wait for the blade to go that way. As soon as the blade passes us, go and then go back. You don't have to necessarily go back. You can pick up the items right away, but I just like to go back because it's safer, right? It gives me more time. Again, trigger the trap, step on it so it doesn't trigger again. And now we just wait for this to pass, right? And as soon as it passed us, again, we go, and that's the end of the room. It's one of the more messed up ones, but doable. So, Scar's Hollow. This is a most interesting room. It's not that difficult. Actually, I don't think I ever died on this room, which is quite surprising. But we'll go through it. Okay, so there's just a bunch of fires. This here is a safe spot, as you can see, right? You can just wait here, wait for this. As soon as this fires, you can just go and wait here to the right. There's a blade here, don't get hit by it. And okay, you don't really care about the blade because you've got a lot of time. You care about this little guy here. Wait for it to fire. And, you know, after it fired, as long as the blade is not too close, you can go. And okay, here is just a bunch of fires. You move on. As per any fire, you wait, you see the pattern. If it fires 3 times, wait for the 3rd shot and then you go. Here you have this trap, but you can just keep moving on and it's not going to hit you. Again, a fire, wait for the 3rd shot, then go. It's that easy. And alright, this, as per any 2 fires, you're just going to want to wait until they're synced up. Wait until they both fired at the same time and then you can go. And you might have to wait a while, but that's fine. You know, you can be patient. If you're not sure you can make it, then don't go. There we go. They both fired at the same time. We went and we got it. Now we're gonna do the same spike trick as before, where we trigger the spike trap and then we walk on it. And then it doesn't trigger again to safely pick up the chest. And now there's this part where there's these blades here, but they're not really that dangerous. Because they've got a very wide arc and they're easily dodgeable. So you just wait for them, you know, wait for this blade to leave, and then you can just go. Wait here, this is a safe spot, right? Move here. Again, don't right click the chest right away. Move in front of it first so that your hero isn't stuck on the spike trap opening the chest. And this is a bit annoying. This is a thing that can happen, is that the blade is going to enter Fog of War. And you're not going to see the blade. There's a blade here, but you don't see it because it's in fog. But you can still see the sparks, right? Even if this happens, you can still see the sparks here, right? So you can see the sparks, and you can sort of tell where the blade is by that. So if there's been sparks, then the blade has just passed, right? So there we go. This was like super close. It shouldn't be that close, but it's a bit unfortunate that it was in Fog of War, right? So maybe what you want to do is you can go here if this happens and just wait for it to leave Fog of War. But we're out of the hitbox if we go here, so we're perfectly fine. So now we're just gonna keep going. Again, just wait for these blades to pass. Wait for this one to go behind you and then go. Here is a safe spot. You can just camp here. Wait for this blade to pass and then go here. And then again, wait for it to pass and then you're good to go. That was probably the hardest part of the level. Now we're just gonna go. This is a normal fire. There are some spikes, but you know, they don't matter. Just keep moving on and spikes don't do anything. There's one here. Another fire. Doesn't really matter. Just a normal one. Watch for the pattern and go. This blade right here, it gives a lot of people problems. So what you're gonna want to do is stay at the base of the cliff, and then you'll notice that there's a hiding spot here. Right, so you're gonna wait for the blade to go behind you, and then you're gonna make a run for this spot here, right? So, wait for the blade. Okay, blade goes behind you. Then you leave together with it, and then you hide here. Right? And now, as soon as the blade passes you in this direction, you're gonna make a run for it. So the blade passes you, make a run for it, hide here. This is a safe hiding spot. And now with these two, there's also another hiding spot. Right? You just go here. And here you're perfectly safe. And then you can just go. Right? If this blade comes back like it did here, you can dodge it by hiding here. Right? Like I did. So if this blade comes back, dodge it by hiding to the right. And you're good to go. You've beaten the room. And finally, the last trap room that we've got is Bush Blades. And if you've got this trap room, I feel sorry for you, because this one is hard. But I'm going to show you how to do it. So, first set of blades here. The only blade you really care about is the one going this way, right? Like this one. You don't really care about this one, even though it looks like you do, you don't. Because it's just a very short time frame in which he can hit you. So you mainly just want to watch this one, and as soon as this one passes you, you just go. Right? You just go, and you're passed. Okay, so that was the first one. Not the most difficult one. Here, there's a blade hiding in fog. I don't know if you noticed that. But, you know, you can see that there's a blade here that doesn't show because it's in fog of war. So what you want to do in this situation is just maybe move a little bit down, you know, so that you can start seeing it. It's no longer in fog. And you want to move and get to this spot here. This is a safe hiding spot. And you can just wait here until these blades pass you and you just go. This is just one blade at a time. Just, you know, wait for it. You can pick up the chest on your way. And again, just another blade. There's a blade here. You don't want to get surprised by it, right? Just wait for it to pass. And then you go. And then we get to this part. And in this part, what you need to realize is that this here is a safe spot, right? So if you get to here, there we go. This can't hit you. And this here is also a safe spot. So from here, you're going to want to move here. Right as the blade passes you, bam, you go. And you move here. Okay, so you're here now. What now? Well, now you want to watch this blade, right? This blade here. Because you need to find a moment where this blade has just, you know, passed this zone, right? You want to find a moment where this blade is going this way. And this is the perfect time, right? And when you see this blade go like this, also watch this blade, make sure you don't get caught by it. But mainly watch this one. As soon as this one passes this point, you go. And then you're going to hide here, and you're perfectly safe. Next part. You need to realize that this here is a safe spot, right? So how do you get to this spot? Let me just rewind a little bit. So, okay, go here, hide here. All you need to do is watch this blade. This is the only one you care about. As soon as this one has left, you leave with it. And you hide here. And now, as soon as this one passes you, you go to the next safe spot, which is right here. You hide here. And as soon as this one passes again, okay, as soon as that one passes, you can move to the next safe spot, which is right here. Alright, so we're gonna wait a little bit, just make sure that everything is safe. Mostly you want to watch this one. And there we go. Okay, so now we want to get the chest. Now, normally in a normal playthrough, I wouldn't get this chest, just because it's too risky. But I'm gonna show you how you can get it. But it's not easy, right? So the main blade that you're worried about is this one right here that slices right through your way. So as soon as this blade has left, you can go for this chest, right? And then you need to get immediately out of there, because otherwise this blade is going to slice you, right? So let's see that again. You wait for this blade to pass, then you go, and then you immediately get out. And you can see that there are some pretty close calls here, but if you do this, you're fine, right? So now what you want to do is get to the next safe spot, which is right here. And the only blade that you're worried about is this one. This one here, right? So you just stay here, you wait for this blade to pass you, and then you immediately go, and you hide here. Okay, I know, it's a lot to take in, but we're getting somewhere. Now, the main blade you want to pay attention is this one. You want to go as soon as it leaves, and you want to get to the next safe spot, which is here. And this part right here is probably the hardest part in, well, all of the rooms, to be honest. You need to get to the safe spot, which is all the way over here, right? So you're just gonna want to make all the way over here. And there's not a lot of tips that I can give you. You just need to watch the movements of the blade and try to time it in such a way that you can get all the way over here safely. Now, one thing that I can tell you is that this blade is a pretty solid like indicator for the timer. This blade that I'm following with the mouse. As soon as this blade passes you in this direction, you can usually go. Right, so you'll see over here, this blade, it's passing me now, and I'll just go. Well, apparently next time. So this blade passes me, I just go. And then I sort of try to make my way through the blades until I get to this safe spot right here. And this next one, as soon as this passes you, you're going to run. Okay, you're going to run, hide here. This is another safe spot. And then again, as soon as this passes you, you're going to run all the way over here. There's another safe spot. So you can sort of see that you're just running like from safe spot to safe spot, right? That's the gist of it. And you're almost done right now, almost done. You're going to wait for, okay, let's get back there. You're going to watch this blade over here, right? As soon as this blade passes this point, you can just go. And you're gonna wanna get here. And finally, the last set of blades, you know, this one shouldn't be too difficult. Just wait for them to pass, and then you've done it. You've done the bush blades room perfectly. It's not easy, but it can be done. Okay? It can be done.